Okay, so this video is going to be a part 2 um, to the Chinese propaganda ASMR video. So go watch that if you haven't, because you're going to be out of the loop. Okay, so, well, I guess I can do a catch up. So, for those of you who haven't seen the first video, 6 days ago in my buddy's Discord server, it's public, it's for his YouTube channel, a new account joined. It's a month old. It had a Chinese and Korean name. It joined. They were actually really chill. It was fun talking to them. They talked about anime recommendations and what to watch and stuff and what shows they liked. But then they started posting memes. And then they started like shoehorning like propaganda memes into it, where it's like, the English language is so bad because it's not expressive or something. It was a really weird one, and we were like, oh. And then they started, debating people about China and the West and NATO and all this stuff, right? And they started sending pictures. They started sending pictures of themselves. They said they were a 17-year-old Chinese girl who was looking to join the Chinese army because it's like conscription based, and she wanted to be a border guard. First red flag is, who wants to be a border guard in the middle of nowhere? She was like, yeah, I want to be sent to like the outskirts. Like, sure, bud. But yeah, no, that was the first red flag. They wanted to be a border guard in the middle of nowhere and freeze their butt off. Second red flag, they said they were 17, and then like 2 or 3 days later, they said they were 19. So they couldn't get their age right. They couldn't get that right. Third red flag, they started sending pictures of North Korea, and they were like, yeah, these are pictures I took when I went to North Korea when I was 7 or 8. You can find their stock images. They're stock images of North Korean villages and North Korean alcohol. You can find one of them on Reddit. And so that right away kind of blew the red flag. Like, okay, who are you really? One of our server members is from Hong Kong, and so he had access to like Chinese social media and like search engines. So he not Googled, but he image reversed, right, the images that she sent of herself supposedly, and it turns out this person just ripped all of them from like some Chinese model. So that was crazy. And so we pressured them. We were like, hey, who are you? Why are you like faking this stuff? Why are you pretending to be a 17-year-old Chinese girl and then shill Chinese propaganda in the server? And they didn't reply. I mean, they replied and they said, I can prove my identity, but I'll send like my university ID. And right away I was like, no, don't send your ID. That's weird. I don't want that. And that's too easy to fake. Send a picture of you holding up a piece of paper with the name of the Discord server on it. Absolutely radio silence for a full day. They just didn't respond. They didn't say anything back. Today, a whole nother can of worms opened. So they messaged the server owner and they're like, hey, let me pull it up. I'm not actually... Okay, they were like, hey, I'm not actually a 17-year-old Chinese girl. I'm a Chinese soldier, right? Okay, they were a Chinese soldier that was recruiting for a Russian subgroup of the Wagner PMC. Okay, so we've gone from 17-year-old Chinese girl to maybe middle-aged Chinese man in Ukraine fighting with the Russians and trying to recruit people from an anime Discord. I have no idea what's going on. And the thing is, they start sending pictures at the front. So I have all these images of just random... Of course, all their faces are blurred, because OPSEC, but I have all these pictures of just, like, Russian dudes, in uniform, like, in Ukraine, that I can't find anywhere else. I'm not sure if people could maybe find them on like Russian. I don't know any like Russian search engines, but they aren't on Google. Um, and they sent the owner a Telegram channel link. I have a Telegram. Um, and with Telegram, you don't have to join a Telegram to see a Telegram. You can view it before you join. So I viewed it, and the Telegram is it is a recruiting Telegram for this Russian unit, which is insane. It's just insane that this person is LARPing as a 17-year-old Chinese girl to get people to like. I don't even know what the end goal here is for this person. I don't even know if they're being truthful about being a Russian recruiter. Their story is that they're a Chinese nationalist who volunteered to go fight in Russia, and they were there for the pretty much like since the beginning of the war, since like 2022 almost, because or like early 2023, because they. I'll get to this later. um, he sends pictures and he's like verification picture in the Pokrovsk direction with friends from the 82nd Detached Sabotage Battalion. I don't think it's the Sabotage Battalion. I think he meant Siege Battalion. I'm not sure. But the 82nd is a real Russian battalion, and they are currently sieging this Ukrainian village named Pokrovsk, right? So anyone could Google that. All right. The only reason I know that is because there's a website called Live UA Map Ukraine, and it shows the front and the lines. And I just had to zoom in, and lo and behold, 8 hours ago, Pokrovsk, Ukrainian officials labeled it as a combat zone because Russians were starting to advance into the village. Right, they're on the outskirts and they're starting to advance. So far, this guy's story like lines up. It lines up. He's a Chinese nationalist that has enlisted himself as a Chinese recruiter for this Russian unit. And I don't know if he's on the front lines, but he's probably just like in the back, doing this weird Psyop stuff in Discord for some reason. So that, I mean, that alone is insane. And he's like, I only have connection till they shut off the Starlink we found earlier, so I might disappear. So apparently, according to him, the only reason he has access to Discord and the internet on the front is because they're using old Starlinks that the Ukrainians have left behind, which corroborates in the Telegram channel that the guy linked, which is just full of like propaganda of Russians like doing disgusting things. I'm not gonna, because it's totally against YouTube TOS. There is a post where they show off old Starlink equipment that they seized from Ukrainian positions. So that it's like starting to line up, which makes me believe that maybe this guy is real. Maybe this is a Chinese recruiter for a Russian mercenary company. I'm not gonna say the name of the mercenary company that this guy. I mean, it's a subunit of Wagner. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, if you know what Wagner is, you know. It's a subunit of Wagner, and he says, I'm a Chinese recruiter for subunit name. And then he sends pictures. And it's insane. It's insane. He sends a whole lot of pictures. He sends pictures of them in America. There's pictures of them touring the U.S. There's a picture of them in front of Camp Lejeune, okay, where the United States Marine Corps, Camp Lejeune is the... I'm actually not sure. It's not Hollywood, is it? Paris Island, Camp Lejeune. It's just they send a picture of themselves in front of Camp Lejeune. Of course, their faces are blurred. There's a picture of them in front of Trump Tower. There's a picture of them in front of the White House. It's just insane shit. And then later on, he claims, okay. So this is my friend not interviewing, but asking him, because this guy will only talk to him. He's like, so active combatant, I would assume that the area is pretty wild in right now. That's my friend. And then the guy responds, right now it's not so bad, just loud. And he says, you're wanting to be there or have to be there, ? And the guy responds, most of the people defending this area are volunteers from other countries, or they're forcefully conscripted, so they surrender or run away without much issue. And then he's responding to the question again. The group I'm in only takes people with previous military experience. I volunteered and was in the battle for Azovstal steel plant during the beginning of the operations. And after I was finished with my contract, I volunteered with the subunit that works for Wagner. So people who don't know, Azovstal steel plant is the steel plant in Mariupol that was under siege during the beginning of the war. Okay, um, crazy story. Crazy story. Ukrainian defenders like fought to the last. They ended up surrendering. It was I don't know. It's just insane. And this guy's claiming to have been there. Okay, and when you look at the unit history he's claiming, it matches. It matches where he's been, where he's claiming to have been, where he's fought at, and who he's with. Which is even more insane. That everything is sort of like lining up. That this like, it's like actually there is more credibility in this story than when he was pretending to be a 17-year-old Chinese girl, because he was getting a lot of stuff wrong when he was LARPing as a 17 Chinese girl, and now like it's like I have no idea. I have no idea what's real anymore. Like, why is this guy here? Why is he in our Discord server shilling a Russian mercenary unit? I'm not sure what this guy's endgame was or like why he was doing this stuff, but he's there. And so I have a buddy. Okay, I wouldn't say I'm friends with him. He's in my friend group. Okay, he's a Serbian mercenary. He's been to Ukraine. He's gone like awards. We know he's real because we've done video chats with him, and he sent videos from the front. He was in Azerbaijan or whatever. He actually got a medal there. But Serbian mercenary, they contract out to mainly Russian groups. I sent him photos of everything, and the guy responds. He's like, this guy doesn't have a single picture where he has the same kit on. So like kit as in like your gear, like your bulletproof vest and your hat and your camo and your gun, okay, your kit. Not a single picture where kit matches. And then he also says, he points out one of the images and he's like, this is airsoft gear, which is even more crazy. I'm not sure if it's like, is this just some Chinese dude who bought all his gear off Temu who volunteered and went to go fight in Ukraine? Or is this just some random dude grabbing images of random people wearing Z patches and very bad patches, okay, very bad patches that signal the past, World War II Germans? Is he just grabbing random screen caps of these people and pretending to like, oh, these guys are in my unit, like this is who I am? And that's where it ends. We asked him to put like a stick in the dirt and take a picture of it and like put like a peace sign next to it or something, just so we know that like this isn't another layer. Okay, this is like an onion. We peeled back the first layer. Okay, the first layer was him pretending to be a 17-year-old Chinese girl. Second layer is him claiming to be a Chinese nationalist conscripted to a Russian mercenary company, and he's trying to he calls himself a Chinese recruiter for the Russians. Okay, that is his words. Let me find it. Okay, he says my original group was Pt.2, which is the International Legion of Russia, and now he's in the International Brigade of Wagner subunit. So if you Google Pt.2, it's actually a unit that is within the DPR, I think, the Donetsk People's Republic, which this goes back to 2014. Okay, so in 2014, Russia like annexes Crimea, and then they also send little green army men to Donetsk and I think it's like Luvensk or something. So you have the DPR. The DPR splits off from Ukraine. They claim independence and like independency, and Russia is like, oh, we're gonna help them. So they use DPR as a proxy force to fight Ukraine, and there's like a whole. Yeah, I mean, there's evidence of Russian soldiers, with no patches, just wearing green army bands. That's why they call them green army soldiers. Very clearly Russian soldiers fighting for the DPR. So this guy enlists in the DPR International Brigade, the Legion for Internationals, fights with the DPR in like 2022, 2023, and then like, do you not understand how insane I feel? I feel schizophrenic, okay? I feel like it's like there's so many dots and they're starting to connect, but at the same time, it's insane. It's insane. Why? What? And this is like another thing I don't understand. Like, what was this guy's long game? Why did this guy join an anime reaction server? Like, what? I just don't get it. Was the point to try to like sway people over by saying China good, US bad, and then eventually recruit them into this unit? Because he did a really bad job, because he only lasted like 3 days before we busted his cover. And then just to come out and blatantly be like, oh yeah, no, I was lying about that. I'm actually, here's my true identity. Why would he do that either? I'm sorry if you can hear, every time I move my chair is like, because I broke it, it's like starting to squeak, and I can hear it in the background. It's like kind of annoying me, but it's just like, am I schizo? Is this a psychotic episode where like and I share this with other people and no one seems to have the same reaction as me, as like, is this not insane? Is this not crazy that there's some dude who's trying to recruit people in an anime reaction server to join a Russian mercenary unit who started off LARPing as a 17-year-old Chinese girl? Is that not crazy to you? Because that's crazy to me, and it's happening right now. And it's like, what? What is going on? And we don't even know if this, like I said, like this just could be another farce. This guy could just be like an actual like master troll, this dude could be a Psyop master troll, and we have no idea. We have no clue. And everything he said about the Russian stuff it's just making too much sense. Like with the Russian stuff, okay, here he says, I'm a Chinese recruiter for X unit, right? That was in response to my friend saying, what do you mean, same thing? I thought you were in university, not deployed. And that's when he's like, oh, I'm actually just a Chinese recruiter for my unit that I fight with. Which makes me question things even more. What do you mean Chinese recruiter? Isn't it just recruiter? Like, why are you specifically targeting Chinese people? Because we have Chinese people in the Discord, right? We have the guy from Hong Kong. There's a dude from Taiwan. Now, some people, Taiwan and China, two different things, okay? Two different entities by now. 80 years ago, maybe they were the same, but 80 years ago is 80 years ago. Right now, Taiwan and China are two different things. But, like, why preface, like, Chinese recruiter when there's, I don't know, this server only has like Americans and Europeans and like one dude from Hong Kong? Why join the server? And we asked him, we were like, okay, well, how did you find the YouTube channel of my friend? Right? My friend does anime reactions. He's like, how did you find the YouTube channel? He's like, oh, someone in my unit showed me him. And we're like, oh, that's interesting. So then why be here? Why, like, what is going on? And he doesn't answer any of these questions. He just pivots. Not even pivots. He just doesn't respond, and then he'll respond to like something else. And yeah, that's it. We haven't heard back from him. Like I said, last thing I said was we tried to get him to send a picture of him like putting a stick in the dirt and holding up a peace sign. His response was he couldn't do it because it was too dark. They have a no light policy, so he couldn't like take a picture. And he was like, oh, sunrise isn't for like another hour or two, which lines up. At that time in Ukraine, it was like 6 a.m. and the sun wasn't supposed to rise until around like 7:30. So it's another dot. It's another red line that connects. I feel like if anyone's seen that clip from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where he's like in front of the board with all the strains attaching to the different pictures, and he's like, "That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like right now." Because this story of him being a Chinese recruiter is making more sense. It's just making more sense than the 17-year-old Chinese girl. So yeah, no. I mean, this is the update. And I'm totally going to keep you guys updated on this if this goes anywhere, because I'm really invested in this. Because this is the craziest thing that's happened to me in like a while. Just this being involved in this entire thing as it unravels. Like, I was in the middle of taking a nap and I wake up to my phone and it's my buddy being like, "Hey dude, get on." And he sends me pictures of the guy admitting he's a Chinese recruiter for this Russian unit. And so now I'm just like, okay, well, where's this gonna go? Are we gonna go full circle? Is this actually just a 17-year-old Chinese girl that's LARPing as a Chinese recruiter that's LARPing as a 17-year-old Chinese girl? Or are we going full circle? Like, what? I feel insane. I feel insane. This is insane. I feel insane right now. Like, I do not know what, like, I thought I knew what was gonna happen. I have no idea now. I just have no idea. It's been full of twists and turns. It's crazy. Like, do you guys in your Discord servers, have you guys ever come across any recruiters, any Chinese recruiters pretending to be underage Chinese women? Like, what? I don't know, man. I needed to tell someone this because, like, I told all my buddies and they were just very melodramatic about it. And so now I'm telling you guys. So you guys better be like, "Oh my god, that is crazy. You're totally valid." So I feel so I don't go insane. Yeah, no, I am just. It's like the rabbit hole is getting deeper. Like, what if is this just like is this going on in multiple Discord servers, or is it just this one? Like, I have no idea. I have no idea. Like, I don't know, should I report this to someone? Should I get, like, there's this guy I follow on Twitter named, like, Osin or something, who does, basically, like, world news, but he's very reliable, and I feel like if anyone knows about Chinese recruiters trying to use Discord to get foreigners to join their legions in Russia, this guy would probably know. But again, this is so insane, and I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, no, I feel schizophrenic. I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about this for 20 minutes. I hope you are as involved and intrigued by this event as I am. Thank you for watching, okay? Hold on, I gotta move my mouse. Thank you for watching, okay? I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in whatever next video I do next. I don't know what it's gonna be because I did my web fishing video. It may be, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe if this story like evolves, I'll keep you guys updated. Oh, and also just to let you guys know, it is my birthday tomorrow, the 25th. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll do like maybe a birthday video, like birthday ASMR. I don't know what that's gonna entitle, but yeah, no, thank you for watching. Okay, goodbye.